playing DDR though. You see it? Yeah, I see it. No, I don't. Correct.
Final Fantasy on the violin.
Well, someone with talent like that.
Okay, alright, it is the end of day 3 here, and well, we're probably not going to record anything tomorrow because, you know, it's the last day of the con, it ends early, and we're going to take off early so we can get home. Honestly, I'm just going to show up there to get in the last sales when everything is really reduced in price and pick up a few art commissions I've left, and that's it. We're going to pack up the car and head out. Anyhow, I just want to show you what I have here real quick because the battery's almost dead. So anyhow, I have a lot of stuff this time, mostly because I got some grab bags. But here's an art commission I got. It's Chell from Portal 1. Cool. This is a mech from Gasaraki. I got that in a grab bag. Right here I've got Noble Gundam from G-Fighter. It's more commonly known as Sailor Gundam for obvious reasons. It just looks like a robot Gundam Sailor Moon. Because it was so cheap, I got the Beginning Gundam, which is the main mobile suit from the anime Beginning Gundam. If you don't know what Beginning Gundam is, it is essentially a product placement plug. It's just an anime series about a kid who starts building Gundam model kits. And honestly, it was nothing more than a way to sell more model kits. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. It has some really interesting mobile suits and variations and whatnot. That's where the bear guy came from, because it is a fantasy variant of the Ack guy. This is a full set of little Gundam figures, you know, so I would have to take those home and assemble them. This is more stuff I got in grab bag. Maps, the entire series. It's only 4 episodes. Also, I got a gun dress in there. I already have this one, but it's an interesting anime by the creator of Ghost in the Shell. These two are like Korean movies. You know, I bought them because they were cheap, only 15 bucks a piece, and they look kind of interesting. I mean, here's like a Star Wars kind of parody where they're fighting zombies, and then some other schoolgirl thing. Anyhow, this is the actual bag, grab bag. I got 2 of these. They're 20 bucks a pop. But here's the rest of the stuff I got. It's Clamp, Volume 6. There's like a manga in here and some other things. Like, there's these little chess pieces of characters from previous series. I think it's from Magic Knight Re-Earth, since that's their very first actual official manga that they did. Some Robotech stuff. I thought this was an actual figure, but it turns out it's just
Ava.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. It's two weapons from Ava. It's like a shield and a sniper rifle thingy. Me, yeah, there they are, using them on the back. So I seriously, I thought it was a figure. It's just accessories, and I don't really have these figures. So, anyways, it was a grab bag. This was interesting. It's a figure from the series War Machine, and War Machine is a miniature tabletop gaming thing where you get, you know, just little metal miniatures, and you know, you build up your army and then you fight your opponent. And this is an actual figure, but it's way bigger than the figures you use for the game. But you know, I thought this was interesting. I didn't even know that Privateer Press was doing that. This is another manga that was in there by The Sword. It started out kind of odd, but you know, I think it's interesting. Starting to get into that. Some blind box capsule thingy, and then there's this Gashapon thing. It's just like some little thing you hang on the end of your, you know, your book bag or your cell phone if you live in Japan. Nightmare Before Christmas 3. It's supposed to be blind box, but it's not. And the ones that are in here are the only ones I actually own. So that was, you know, kind of dumb. Alright, and then the other things I have are these tiny little boxes that are supposed to have like a figure in them, like tiny little Gundam things. I mean, you can get like a gem or the gun cannon in this one, and Then in this one, you can get like the RX-78G or the EZ8. You know, there's just a bunch of those things. I mean, I've got all those in there. Yeah. In any case, that's what I've got for this one, and I'll post some more stuff in the future. I'm signing out. Okay, it is day 4 of the Anime Expo convention, and if you recognize this background, I'm home. Yeah, I didn't get to do any filming while I was there for day 4 because we had to check out of our hotel at noon, no later than noon, and I had a long drive ahead of me, and there was nothing scheduled in the in panels or whatnot for the day, so John and I ended up getting up about 8:30, packing up our stuff, then taking the bus to the convention so I could pick up my last 2 commissions, and then stop by the Bandai or Bluefin booth, I guess is the technical term. They were selling all the Gundam kits, and see what they had. Now, for anyone who has ever gone to a convention before, the best time to buy something is the last day, because the people that bring stuff to sell don't want to have to take it back. Sometimes they have to pay not only to bring things in, but to also take things back out. And one person even said that some people have to pay per pound when they take in, and then pay per pound when they take back out. So anyways, they're really eager to sell stuff. So the place that was selling the Gundam model kits, they had 2 shelves that were drastically reduced in price, and so I got 2 more model kits. I wanted to get more, but that would have meant I had to spend more time browsing there, and I actually only had a little less than an hour to be at the convention before we had to get our bus back to the hotel, get the rest of our stuff out of our room, and get into our car and check out, or else they would have charged us for an extra day. So anyways, I'll show you what I got during the last day of the con, and then I will show the entire collection of swag. You can stick around for that if you want, or if you think that will be too long, you can go ahead and just post a comment below, and I'm not going to be mad or anything. Okay, anyways, the 2 things that I got that were the commissions right here. First one, oh, the glare, okay. It is Motoko Kusanagi and Tachikoma from Ghost in the Shell. And for anyone who's wondering why the Tachikoma is red, that's because in the actual original manga, the Tachikomas looked like that. They were less round and more flat, and they were red instead of blue, like in the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex series. Alright, so there's that. This is a really nice piece. I like the the use of color and everything. I wonder why this thing is blinking. Whatever. Stupid camera. Alright. And this other one. Let me see. Alright. Well, as you can tell, it is, it's a picture of Jazz from the original G1 show. Jazz was always my favorite character. You know, I liked Optimus Prime, I liked Bumblebee, You know, obviously, you know, you like Optimus Prime because he's the leader, and you like Bumblebee because he was the character that the show kind of pushed on you, since, you know, he was the one that interacted with Spike Witwicky. But other than that, Jazz was my favorite character. And so I got this commission from him, and it's really well done. But I get the feeling that because the artist thought that he had a few more hours to work on it, that it is not completely done. I mean, it's done enough, but I really did get the feeling that there were a few more things he wanted to do on it. And so, if I'm able to go to next year's convention and he goes to next year's convention, I'll try to remember to bring this with me, so he can finish it and he himself can be happy with his work, and then I'll have a fully completed Jazz. But as it is right now, I am really happy with what he did. It is very well done, very well detailed, and that's honestly all I have to say about it right now. Alright. At the Bandai booth, I got this. This is the Dom from the Mobile Suit Gundam Igloo series. To be honest, I haven't seen Igloo. I know that you can just download it online, but you know, I honestly do not like downloading anime. It's just a personal preference of mine. And to get it on DVD, MS Igloo is rather expensive. It's a short series. It is done fully in CG. It's not done in traditional animation. So, anyways, this was, I guess, the K571 Dom from the series. And instead of being cast in like black and purple, it's cast in like black and this really light purple kind of pink color. For anyone that knows a whole lot about Gundam model kits, they'll usually do reissues or special editions or whatnot of older kits. So anyone who thinks that this is like a new kit, honestly, all it is just the old Dom that was made in 1999, recast in a different color plastic with a few new decals and a new box. That's honestly all it is, and it doesn't include the pilot of one of the Black Tri-Stars. Ortega is who is in the instruction manual for this. I looked through all the pieces, no parts to make the pilot Ortega, so that unfortunately was not included. So yes, this is I guess they have not released a Dom 2.0, so this is the original Dom. Not that it's bad, but it is just the older kit repackaged. This one I got because it was, I forget how much it was normally selling for, 60 some odd bucks. They had pretty much slashed the price in half. So I said, you know what, I don't think I have a Dom yet, and if it's for half price, I just can't turn it down. So I got this. The other one is underneath all these. Alright, here we go. G3 Gundam G3 version 2.0. For again, for anyone who's familiar with Gundam model kits, they came out with the original Gundam Master Grade kit back in, I think, 1995, and it was very highly detailed and very well articulated for its time. But if you go and you try to rebuild that kit now, it's honestly a piece of crap. The articulation is horrible by today's standards, and the details are not all that great. So, I forget exactly how many years ago they started doing this. Probably about 5 or 6. They started re-releasing the older kits, but version 2.0. So they were complete redesigns from the ground up. So you look at the kit, and it seems very static. I mean, it's just standing there. Doesn't really seem all that detailed, but it has a whole lot of details. It's able to hold a lot of really dynamic poses, as you can see here. I mean, right here, get close in. The Gundam is reaching over his shoulder and is grabbing onto one of the beam sabers there. You would not have been able to get that kind of articulation from the original kit. The arm would have literally broken in half. The plastic would have snapped in half, and you would have had a ruined Gundam kit if you had been able to try to get this pose. Another one, getting his shoulder to rotate up so the arm could go straight forward and grab onto the handle on the beam rifle. And then this kneeling pose here with the foreleg, the thigh going up at this angle. That would not have been possible with the original kit. Now they're talking about all the shoulder joints here. They're talking about how it can rotate and it comes out and everything. And the waist rotates. I mean, not only does it swivel, but it pivots back and forth. And there's also like it shows the shoulder joints there too. Now they did do a redesign of the outer shell. Most of the redesign was done with the internal frame just to make it more flexible. But as you can see here on the foot, they did do a little bit of rework on the outer frame, the actual armor plates you see over all of the internal frame. But essentially, you know, this is what you see, and it looks kind of boring and static when it's just standing there. But what they did is they redesigned the outer frame so that it more closely resembles the animation model. So it looks like the Gundam from the original 1979 Gundam series. So it has like shorter feet. That was the big thing, and then they redid the legs here so that it more closely resembled the animation model. For anyone who doesn't know what the G3 is, if you're watching this video and saying that's not the Gundam. The Gundam's supposed to be like red and blue with a little bit of white and yellow. So and this thing obviously isn't white, blue, or yellow or anything. It's gray and blue. Well, that's because that was the Gundam, and this is the G3. The Gundam you're thinking about is the RX-78-2. That is the Gundam. That's what everyone thinks. Now there was an RX-78-1. That was the prototype, the one and only prototype. I'm going to totally geek out here when I explain this. So if you're interested, go ahead and listen. If not, just ignore the geekiness. I'm just very passionate about this. In any case, if you go back and you watch the original series, which Bandai is re-releasing on DVD, that's what they announced at the con. So you will be able to get the original Mobile Suit Gundam series on DVD if you are interested. They said during the first episode that in Project V, to combat the Zeon's mobile suits, they had created their own prototypes. Well, they had like 3 Gundams. And when the Zaku's infiltrated into Side 7, where V Project was secretly being staged, they destroyed pretty much all the mobile suits except for Gundam Unit 2. So Unit 1 and Unit 3 were destroyed. Now, they were able to salvage like a few parts here and there, but honestly, they just had the one mobile suit that Amuro was able to get into and activate and fight back. And then there was 1 gun cannon and 1 gun tank that were also not destroyed. The other ones were just parts. And like I said, they couldn't salvage a whole lot because they needed to leave Side 7 in a hurry. That's why in the episode, Amuro got a super napalm attachment for the beam rifle, pretty much to just melt all the mobile suit parts so that Zeon wouldn't be able to get their hands on them. So the only one that survived was Gundam Unit 2. I know that in some fan-made manga, or maybe it's an official canon manga that only exists in Japan. They actually took the Gundam parts back to some kind of a factory, and they put them back together. They took a bunch of spare parts, put them together, put in a few new components to make, Gundam Unit 1. I've never seen a Gundam Unit 1 model kit. I've only seen a few pictures online of custom ones, but none official. Now the G3, as you can see right here, it says G3 on the shoulder. G3, the RX-78-3. I don't know exactly how it exists in the manga, but if you read the novelization of Mobile Suit Gundam, which has been translated into English long ago, and then they did a re-release of the book with some translation corrections. The Gundam gets destroyed during a mission, and so what they do is they already had a new Gundam that they had just completed, and it was RX-78 Unit 3, otherwise known as the G3 Gundam. And it was gray and blue, and they gave it to Amuro, and it had several upgrades and improvements over the unit that he had been using before, Unit 2. So that is where Unit 3 comes from. I don't know why they haven't released a Unit 1. Obviously, the only thing they would need to do is just a slight retool of the beam rifle so that it didn't have this yellow scope here, because this yellow, I don't know, radar dome or whatever, rangefinder, I don't know. This wasn't here, it was just the beam rifle without that piece. And then these ankle guards, I guess they are, they had three or four lines on the front, and that is the only thing that is different between the Unit 1 and Units 2 and 3. That's it. And the reason that they released the G3, in my personal opinion, is probably just to make more money. I mean, it is an interesting looking kit, but at the same time, I mean, it did not appear in the anime, so I'm going to go ahead and say the only reason they re-released it, they really released it, is just to make more money. I mean, it's like, oh look, another Gundam kit, it looks really interesting, let's buy it. So that's my honest opinion about it. I think the design looks really cool. I wanted to get a G3 there at the con. Unfortunately, I didn't win a contest during one of the panels where they were giving this thing away for free, so I had to buy it. Fortunately, I got the last one that was at a heavily reduced price during the last day of Anime Expo. So, there's that. And I show you these two pieces of art. I also went ahead and I bought a second grab bag from the same place that I bought one of the first. I'm going to show you what I got. I got an Iron Man bobblehead. These are probably still sitting on store shelves. I don't think they sold very well. It's just a surplus item. Some kind of blind box Naruto minifigure. It's from the Shippuden series. These are the ones that you could possibly find inside. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of Naruto. I read the manga when it first came out in Shonen Jump, and it seemed pretty interesting. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I didn't like the kind of slow pacing of the story where they were taking forever to build up to something, and I would have to wait till the next month to read more chapters. But all in all, I kind of enjoyed it until they got to the part where they were in the forest and they split into teams and they had like half a scroll and they had to find and beat up another team to get the other half of this scroll and then get through the forest, yeah, with both halves to like win this contest. It pretty much it just seemed to me that it was de-evolving into like a tournament anime. Now I'm sure that it's much different than that, but that's just what it seemed to me at the time. And so I lost interest. And when I say tournament anime, that dislike stems from Dragon Ball Z. If you remember Dragon Ball Z, and during the Cell Saga, they have that World's Strongest Tournament that Cell brings back, and they all fight Cell one-on-ones like a bunch of dumbasses, and they don't team up on Cell and just kick his butt real quick, and they say, oh, it won't be fair to fight him, teaming up. We'll have to fight him one-on-one to be fair, because it's only the state, it's only the world that's at stake, and everyone that lives on this planet, that's no big deal. So that's why I don't like tournament animes. That and what really seems like a tournament anime to me is during the Frieza saga, when they spend forever and ever talking while the planet is supposed to be exploding. Honestly, I know why they were doing that. I know why they were wasting the viewers' time with useless talking that went on for what seemed like 15 or 20 episodes, when really they were only supposed to have 5 minutes. It's because the creator of Dragon Ball Z, the guy who did the manga, he, in Japan, it's not known as Dragon Ball Z, it's just Dragon Ball. It's one long continuous story. Well, in the US, they had to kind of differentiate between the time when Goku is a child and the time when he's an adult. So, when he's young, it's Dragon Ball. When he's older, it's Dragon Ball Z. And, honestly, the creator, Akira, I forget his last name for the life of me. I just cannot remember. Akira, whatever his last name is. He intended to end the Dragon Ball story after the Frieza saga was done. I mean, he made it so that Goku became a Super Saiyan. He was supposed to be the Super Saiyan of legend. All the myths and legends of Planet Vegeta were, brought to fruition with him. And so he's supposed to turn to a Super Saiyan, fight Frieza, beat Frieza, the guy that destroyed his home planet. The end. And that was supposed to be it. But it was such a huge hit, not only in Japan but in the US, that the animation studio was saying, hey, do you have any more stories for Dragon Ball? And he was saying, no, not really. And they said, well, it's really popular. Why don't you do some more? We'll pay you a whole bunch of money. And so he said, alright, fine, I'll do it for the money. So they had to really, really drag out the Frieza saga just so that he would be able to have the time to complete more of the Dragon Ball story, so that they could actually start animating it. That's the problem with the Frieza saga. That's the real reason why it was so, knocked down, drag out long. But still, even knowing that, it still just pisses me off at how long it is. So, long explanation of why I'm not a big fan of Naruto. Basically because it looked like it was de-evolving into a tournament anime, and I'm not a big fan of tournament animes. Moving on. You remember this? And I got that is pretty much the Robotech weapons for Evangelion. Well, I got another one. That was what was in the grab bag. A second one of these things. I mean, they're not even recolored. It's just the exact same thing. I guess they had a surplus of them and needed to get rid of them. Let me see. There was also... oh, yeah. Remember that? Clamp? Well, I got another one. So, I guess buying $20 grab bags from the same place is not the best of ideas, especially if the bags seem to be shaped the same way. You're gonna get the same stuff. So yeah, I got 2 more of these clamp things, 2 more of these Robotech things. I got a Naruto figure that I don't want. I got overstocked Iron Man bobblehead. Did I get anything else from that thing that I wanted? Honestly, I don't exactly think so. But anyways, that's what I got there. Brother. Alright. Let me stack this stuff up here and get onto the Gashapon. For those of you who don't know what Gashapon is, those are like the little capsule toys that you usually get out of crane games. They're kind of just, you know, an impulse buy here in the United States, but in Japan they are extremely popular. Now, I have already shown all of these, but I figure I would go over them all just one more time. All together, you know? Alright, a Gashapon collection of Gundam stuff. This is an entire series of Gashapon all in one bag for one low price. The squeezy thing from the Right Stuff panel. This big plastic pink ball with there's something inside. I don't know, I haven't opened it yet. Ghost in the Shell. You know, why don't I go ahead and open this right now just to see what it is. Well, that tells me a whole lot. What's that? Some kind of... Oh, yeah, it's like, hey, look. Appleseed the movie is coming out in April 2004. Oh, brother. Yeah, old. Alright. Let me see about opening this. And it appears to be, get this stuff out of the way. Ooh, look at that. It's Bato, just like I wanted. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I'm actually rather happy that I got my hands on Bato. And this is just like a little base form. There's some broken wood molded on there. Alright, so I could have gotten, you know, these things. Like I said, I already had the Major sitting on the wall. You could have gotten a bust of her, or of, I guess, the Puppet Master. Yeah, I kept thinking of the Laughing Man, but no, not in that movie. That tank, and then Bato. And I said before, I really wanted to get Bato. Well, that's what it is. Lucky me. I got what I wanted. Hooray. Alright. You know, I would love to post a video of me opening up all of these things to see what's inside, but to be perfectly honest, that would take a long time, and I think I've babbled long enough. It is approaching half an hour on this, so I'm not gonna waste any more of your time by geeking out and saying, oh, hooray, I got this. Or, oh man, why did I have to get two of these instead of one of this and one of that? So, that is going to be it for this video. Check back again. I might have something new. And this is me, Day 4 of Anime Expo, and I'm signing out.